Hi everyone, I'm going to be playing another training game and I'm playing someone rated 22-24. I'll just stick to what I usually do. I don't want to experiment here. Let me just see if everything is okay. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Okay, he plays g3. I'm gonna go d5 and I think we're going to get some sort of reversed London system. Depends on what he does, really. If he plays knight c3, I'm first gonna go knight c6 and then decide what to do. If he goes queen c2, at some point I may consider g6, bishop f5. Okay, yeah, but against this, I think bishop f5 is okay. He doesn't have knight h4 because bishop e4. If bishop f5, queen to b3. He hasn't played knight c3 yet, so he doesn't have knight b5 ideas or a double attack on d5. So bishop f5 could be playable. I mean, I could just go queen c8 on queen b3. And then on knight c3, e6, bishop f4, threatening knight b5, knight c7. I could also consider bishop f5, queen b3, e6, queen b7, knight b5, castles, knight c2. I'm gonna go bishop f5. I think it works. I don't see a huge downside to this. I mean, if I want to play it safe, I can also just go queen b6, but... Okay, he plays knight c3 first. Now on e6, queen b3, I do have queen c8. I also have knight b4, so this should be okay. e6, queen b3, knight b4, queen a4, knight d7, castles, knight c2, rook b1. I should have a draw at least, if he goes for that. I'm not sure. I would like to play several things now. I would like to play h6. I would like to play bishop d6. I would also like to play rook c8. I would also like to play a6. I think h6 is too slow. I cannot try to save the bishop. I think bishop e7 is sensible, because on bishop d6 he plays knight b5 and also he has a pawn on g3, so my bishop on d6 is not as useful. So I'm just gonna go bishop e7 and try to develop sensibly. If he plays queen b3, I'm gonna go queen c8, I think. Maybe even rook b8 is playable on queen b3, because on bishop f4 I have bishop d6. Okay, this was expected, so I'm just going to go bishop g4. I always have the trick of knight to d7 if he plays h3 and g4, so he should probably play e4 very early. Although I don't think it works. I mean, he cannot play it now because it's pinned, but if he goes h3, bishop h5, g4, I can just go... Okay, he just goes back. That's fine. He wants to play h3 now, maybe? I think I've gained a ton of time. If he'd gone h3, then bishop h5, g4, knight to d7. And he cannot take the bishop, he has to go back with the knight. Okay, I'm going to castle. I think I gained a lot of time with his knight h4, knight f3 idea, which didn't work. I don't understand bishop e3. Doesn't the bishop belong on f4? I don't understand. I'm just going to go rook c8. I think rook c8 has to be a good move. Bishop e3 is very strange. Now I could consider a normal exchange Slav plan of a6, b5. How useful is a6 though? Well, if I can manage to play b5, b4, then it's very useful, but... Okay, I'm gonna go a6. I like the move a6. Prevents knight b5 in any variations and threatens b5, b4. Usually in this structure, whoever is quicker to play either b4, b5 or b5, b4 has the advantage on the queen side. Well, in this structure with the bishop on e2, for example, or on d3, I'm not sure about the fianchetto. This is an interesting position. He probably should go a3. Maybe he will go a3 after I play b5. Maybe after b5 I need to be careful about knight e5. b5, let's say it's my move, b5, knight e5. I don't want to take that, definitely. So on b5, knight e5, I think I just give up my light squared bishop and go queen b6. Because if he takes on g4, knight g4, and if he takes on c6, rook c6, my bishop is on a better diagonal Sometimes there could be some tricks with bishop a3 if he plays a3. Not now, because the knight is defended, but... I also need to look at knight e4 at each turn, because that undefends the d4 pawn if he takes. It actually works now. It actually worked now. So knight e4, knight e4, d4, let's say knight d2. I can play knight takes d4, and on bishop takes d4. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Maybe it does work. Knight e4, knight e4, d4, knight d2. Yeah, it does work. It does work. I can play knight e4. So knight e4, I don't think he can take, because if knight e4, then d4. And on knight d2, knight d4, threatening knight e2. And if bishop d4, then simply queen d4. I think I can go knight e4. The problem is he doesn't have to take. And my idea was if he goes... Well, yeah, actually he has to go knight d2. There's no other move. So knight e4 he cannot take. That much is clear. Because if he plays knight h4, I just take twice. If he plays d5, I take it with the e pawn. And also, sometimes I have rook c1, queen c1, and bishop e2, if he's not careful. This may be the only game that I'm going to have an advantage on the clock, in the middle game at least. Although I should have played knight e4. I should have played knight e4 instead of a6. But then again, if he doesn't take, what's my knight doing on e4? Maybe I can go knight a5. But no, yeah, then he can take. I would love to know what he is thinking about. If I were him, I would be thinking my bishop on e3 is bad. The e4 square is weak. My opponent is threatening b5. By the way, I have set myself a goal to cross 2300 on lichess by the end of November. I don't think I've ever crossed 2300. I think I can now. I think I've improved since I last played seriously. And it's going to be harder because I'm talking while playing and recording and all of that, but I think I can manage. What is he thinking about? Okay, what are normal moves for him? He can throw in h3, that's fine. He can play a3. He can play rook e1 to defend his e2 pawn. He can play bishop f4, admitting his mistake. He can play knight e5. He should probably play knight e5. If I were him, I would do that. But then I take, go knight d7, and it's not easy to defend that pawn. Okay, he has 6 minutes left. So he's probably going to be in time trouble. I don't think this is a simple position. I also don't think it's close to ending. By the way, my dog is sleeping today while I'm recording. We had a long playing session before I was recording. I tried to tire her out, and now she's sleeping. I don't know what he's thinking about. Five minutes left. Okay. By the way, some of you guys asked me when my next tournament was. This caught me slightly off guard. So b5, knight c5, queen b6. What's his idea? b5, knight c5, queen b6. And the threat is bishop takes f3, bishop takes f3, and the knight takes d4. He has to take with the queen. Aha, then the knight is still defended 3 times. So I can try going knight e4 now. What's wrong with knight e4 now? Knight e4, knight c5. Knight c5, dc5. The d pawn is gone. e5. Gaining space. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not sure I want to take on c5 with the knight. I mean, knight e4 still applies. If knight e4, knight c5, I could just consider okay, I'm gonna go b5. I'll allow him to play knight c5 and b4. He cannot play b4, but I'll allow him to play knight c5. Now I'll go queen b6. And now if he plays knight e5, I cannot take, because takes, and I lose the exchange. But I'm simply going to go rook d8. If he goes a3, I go a5. Well, actually on knight e5, I can play knight e5, d5, bishop c5. And on ef6, bishop e3. That should be fine for me. So I don't think he has knight e5. Queen b6 is just the most normal square for my queen, putting pressure on c5 and d4. And in many positions, like in this one, preventing knight e5. I also think it's time for me to trade my bishop for the knight on f3. Maybe I should have done this now. Although, if he ever plays e4, then that's not a good idea. So again, if I play bishop f3 and then take on d4, he has to take with the queen. Do I have anything there? I don't think so. So I don't think I can take on f3 and take on d4. But I'm definitely preventing knight e5. If he moves the queen away from the d file, for example, queen b3, then I can take on f3 and take on d4. And now he cannot move the bishop away, so he doesn't have time for example, okay, he wants to play b4. Do I need to stop that with a5? Do I have bishop f3? I don't think I do, but I'll look at it one more time. Bishop f3, bishop f3, knight d4, queen d4, bishop c5, bishop c5. No, I don't. Okay, let him find the move. I mean, I'm just gonna go a5 and let him find the move. I don't think it's easy for him to move. h3, I just take on f3. Rook e1 doesn't do anything. Queen c2 doesn't change the position at all. Queen b3 loses a pawn. Rook c2. Maybe doubling rooks is okay, but I don't think it achieves much. Okay, he gets away from this now. So now what's wrong with bishop f3? Bishop f3, he has to play gf3. If he doesn't play gf3, I just take on d4. Can I do that anyway? Bishop f3. Okay, I'm gonna take on f3, put him under some pressure. Okay, now what's wrong with knight d4? Knight d4, if he plays... Let's find a move. Bishop d4, I take with the queen. If he plays knight f4, for example, I play knight takes f3, check, g takes f3, and then... Do I have squares for my queen? Knight d4, let's say knight e5. Yeah, this works. I'm just going to play it. I don't think he can get away with this. I mean, if he moves the bishop away, I can simply go bishop c5. Or even just rook takes. Rook takes, knight takes. Rook takes, knight takes, e5. Rook takes, he has to take with the knight. Rook takes, knight takes. Because if bishop takes, I move my knight. If queen takes, knight e2. Okay, rook takes, knight takes, e5. Knight d3, bishop d6. I mean, I could go bishop c5. To be honest, I don't see why not. Okay, I'm just gonna go bishop c5. I don't feel like giving up a pawn if I don't have to. Okay. Let's see what he has in mind. I mean, it's two bishops versus two knights, but I'm a pawn up. And to be honest, I don't think his bishops are particularly good. Also, I'm threatening queen c4 now. Also, if he ever takes on d4, rook e8 is a great move, because he never has e3. There will always be pressure on e2. Yeah, okay, I think this is a pawn up. That being said, I was a pawn up in yesterday's game as well and drew it because I played like an idiot. Okay, of course I take with the pawn. It's very important for me to keep the c file. So if he tries something like queen d3, I'm gonna go rook c8. Yeah, okay. Now, maybe this queen d3 idea, maybe I don't have to go rook c8. Maybe I can go queen c4. Queen c4, he probably has to go queen f3. Or he goes rook d1. He goes rook d1. He just goes rook d1. So I'm just gonna go rook e8. I don't want to complicate things. This has to be good because then he's never threatening to take, because I take on e2. Okay, queen b5. Oh, sorry, queen c4. Queen c4. dc4. Rook d4. Rook e2 seems good. Yeah, this seems fine. I don't think I'm missing anything. I think this should be a better endgame for me, because I can always drop my rook back. Okay, he defends first. It's actually a good idea. You can just take the pawn later. I'm not happy anymore. I'm looking at g5, g4, but he can just play h3. I'm looking at knight g4, but he can just take, unfortunately. I'm looking at knight d7, and on queen d4 I go knight e5, he goes bishop d5. So that's not good. And also my back rank is weak. Okay, I'm actually gonna go g5 to strengthen my back rank, and then I'll consider my other options. Okay. So on g4 he plays queen f6. I go gf3, he goes queen f3. Okay, and if I trade queens first, so queen d4, rook d4, g4, bishop g4, knight g4, rook g4, check. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna go g5 now because I don't think my position makes any sense if I don't. g5 was definitely a blunder and I should not have played it, but okay, I did not expect this. Okay. How am I a pawn down now? I hope I'm going to be able to draw. This is just dreadful. g5 was such an idiotic move. I'd completely underestimated his position. Okay, I think I'll be able to draw. Okay, I don't think I will mess this up, but still. It should be a draw. I can just move my king around. I don't think he can do anything. Oh god, where did I lose my advantage? I think I had a great position, a pawn up. How am I a pawn down in a rook endgame? Okay, I'll just shuffle my king around. To be honest, I'm not sure which way, but probably here. Okay, I have to take. At some point I have to take, but okay, let's just wait somehow here. I don't want to mess it up, but I could mess it up. I think I'm holding by just waiting here. But his king is going to get to h4, and then I'm going to get behind the pawn somehow, hopefully. My friend Vlatko actually played an endgame just like this. I think it was this exact position, or this exact pawn situation. And he managed to lose it, so I don't want to do the same thing. How is he making further progress? I think I need to prevent g5. Other than that, I don't see how he progresses. I also could have played rook h3, but I'm going to go rook h3 if he goes king e4. If we trade, if I manage to trade his g-pawn, then it's an easy draw. Because his king cannot get to both sides. It actually should be a draw if I trade both of my pawns for his g-pawn. It should be a theoretical draw, but I'm not good enough to hold that. I need to be preventing g5. As long as I can prevent g5 and him taking with the f-pawn, then I think I'm holding everything easily. Okay, so now he wants to play king e4 and cover. So I'm just gonna wait again. And on king e4 I'm gonna go rook g2. How does that work? Does he want to play h6? I don't think he can play h6. Okay. I don't know what I'm missing. I don't think he should have gone for this. When I can split his pawns like this, he should know that it's a draw. I mean, it's a theoretical draw, and it should be drawn. I can still mess it up, of course, but this should actually be easy to draw. I don't see how he can make progress now. He doesn't have king f6. Okay, now it's just a draw. Okay, I'm just going into the endgame, which I know is draw. His play made no sense, I think. I mean, he shouldn't have traded off like that. He sort of made it easy for me. And I actually have the opposition now. I could try to win. Yeah, I cannot try to win. Okay, I'm talking rubbish. Okay, I think this should be okay. I mean, I'm afraid of losing. I could lose this easily. Jeez, did I just lose this? Ah, how did I do this? I miscalculated. Oh. I miscalculated the tempi. Okay, the only good thing about this is that if this ever happened in a tournament game, I would throw up. I don't want to look at this I'm sorry, please learn this endgame. I'm going to have a look at it this afternoon. I'm going to try not shouting. Stay tuned for more chess. Bye.